guys, in this video, we're going to do a quick review on options basics. And basically, we're just going to put it all together in building our portfolios here. Now, before we can dig in deeper to the advanced strategies, we have to realize that all the options basics that we just learned about, the bid ask spread, volume, open interest, all your Greeks, delta, gamma, theta, vega, intrinsic, extrinsic value, all of these have a big play, not only in individual plays that you're in, or individual alerts that you're seeing in our Discord, but these have to do with your overall portfolio. So if you're in 3 different plays with 3 different options contracts, all of those deltas, they add up. All those thetas, they add up. And now your portfolio has a total overarching, overall directional assumption. So if you're in 3 alerts that have 3 calls, well, guess what? Your delta is long now 3 times more than it was if you had no calls. So it's just things to be aware of before we actually take that next step, because with these advanced strategies, and when we say advanced strategies, we mean more than just buying a put or buying a call, because we already understand that. We already understand what happens when we just buy a call, when we buy a put, and we understand how our delta works in just one options play or one options alert. But with these advanced strategies, there's going to be multiple legs that we're going to be putting on, and we're really manipulating these Greeks to kind of play in our favor and give us more variety, a plethora of options when building an account that fits our risk profile. So when you look at your total portfolio, you can't just look at, okay, I'm going to buy an Apple March 26th call. My delta is going to be this. I'm going to buy it for this. Boom, done. Well, no, because now you have to realize how that affects your total portfolio. So if you're in another position in Nvidia, well, now you have to look at how Nvidia correlates to the market, how Apple correlates to the market. Is there any Nvidia news? Is there any Apple news? And then you have to realize, what's my delta for my Nvidia position? What's my delta for my Apple position? What's my theta for both positions? What's my gamma? What's my vega? And if I'm doing a lotto, which we do call out now in diamond day trades, by the way, if I'm doing a lotto, well, now I'm having more gamma exposure. How does that affect my overall portfolio? So these are all things that we need to realize. And also, if I'm getting in on these other plays, well, what's my volume on those plays? What's my bid ask? Is my IV increasing, decreasing? So we kind of have to put all these together, and we have to realize how it works in our total portfolio. And with these more advanced strategies, which we are going to talk about in these upcoming videos, obviously there's going to be a lot more things you can do, but I just want you guys to understand, this is kind of a quick little recap, that when you purchase just this 120 call here, you're not just purchasing this, your delta's this, your theta's, minus 13, you have probably a profit of this, and then you're done. Well, no, if you're working that with your total portfolio, you have to take all things into consideration. And now you have an overall delta for your portfolio. You have an overall gamma. And if you want more short delta, well, for right now, you can just purchase a put until we learn more advanced strategy. If you want to be long stock, or if you're long commons, well, guess what? You have 100 delta, and then if you buy calls on top of that, well, now you're just adding to your delta. You're increasing your negative theta, et cetera, et cetera. So just kind of keep all of this in mind when building an account that fits your risk profile. Now, how do we utilize these when we're using our diamond alerts? Well, first off, what we don't want to do is, if we're doing a further dated expiration alert in the diamond Discord, right? So May, June, something very, very far out that carries a lot of weight, has a lot of premium in it. Well, if that alert accounts for almost 100%, or literally 100% of your account, then it's probably not the best play for you in your account. Okay. Um, so you want to pick the plays and utilize those alerts to work with you and work with your account in your risk profile. It's not just I'm going to blindly get into this and see what happens. No, all of the whole Discord that we have is used for you guys to utilize and kind of equip you guys with more tools to kind of navigate through the markets how you would. Okay. So, when we utilize those alerts, obviously we don't want to do 100%, and we want to manage them properly. And the more advanced strategies that we'll learn will give you guys more options, again, no pun intended, on how to utilize those alerts as well. So again, just a quick little recap. Um, Always make sure that your bid ask on your alerts or on your options contracts that you are purchasing are close. Make sure that you have a lot of volume. Always be aware of your delta because that's your probability. That's also going to be your change of rate of your options premium compared to a $1 move in the strike price. Your gamma exposure, which does measure the rate of change of your delta. We have to keep in mind our theta, which is our time decay. And remember, with all of these Greeks, basically at the money, options carry the most extrinsic value. So that's where all your premium is going to be sucked out at, right? And because those have the highest probability of becoming in or out of the money quicker than your more stable deltas. So even that, if that's very, very far in the money here or very, very far out of the money here, right? Those have either way less intrinsic or extrinsic value, or they have way more intrinsic value. So everything's right here at the dance floor. And just kind of keep all this in mind before you end up going and purchasing an option, or if you're choosing to play a diamond alert, just kind of keep that in mind. What we try to do a really good job of explaining why we are getting in a position, but the reason that we're doing these YouTube videos is you guys can kind of understand for yourselves and seeing why we are purchasing that. Because most of the time we go, oh, okay, it's news based, options flow, price target upgrade. You know, I mean, the chart's looking this, we're in a channel oversold, blah, blah, blah. We have all this, but and as far as like IV, and we're looking at the option chain as well. But we want you guys to kind of understand for yourselves. So we don't have to, you know, not that we don't mind it, keep explaining ourselves. That's perfectly fine. That's what we're here for. But we just kind of want you guys to see for yourselves. And if you do want to play something differently, so we call out a 125 Apple March, we wouldn't do this, but if we did a March 26th Apple 125, right? And if you guys were like, well, no, I think the 120 is actually better because I have a higher probability of profit, a little bit more IV in here. You know what I mean? My theta is larger, but you know, I can take on the risk. There's more volume, but then you guys can go ahead and underwrite that however you want. So that just kind of keep that in mind. And especially when you're building your own portfolio, if you guys, you know, you don't really want the 125, and my account doesn't really call for it, but I want these 130s up here. And I think the risk reward is okay. Even though it's a delta of 6, I'm fine with it. I'll take that because this complements my Nvidia position that I have, or it complements my Amazon position that I'm actually in. And the betas are actually correlated close enough to where if the market moves such and such, you know what I mean? So you guys can kind of take all this information and put it all together. So that's sort of a little bit of a quick little recap here before we dig into these more advanced strategies. So again, just be aware of all your options Greeks, all your options basics, understand your intrinsic, extrinsic value, and utilize the alerts that we give off in the Discord to your advantage according to your own account and according to your own risk profile. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to check us out on our social media. We have attached the links to our socials in the description. We also have a swing trading service if you're interested. There's more information found in the description below.